mixed hardwood, silver bali, ditarma, and many other species. We also stock clean and knotted pine doors in various sizes, qualable posts, farm boards, plywood, and all types of molding. Orders can be cut to any specification and delivered to your worksite. With over 25 years of experience in the lumber industry, we are determined to provide a quality lumber that meets our home builders and contractors' every need. Builders Lumberyard and you will always be a winning combination. Visit our main office at 12 Lombard and Deroy Street or our branch office at 66 Ben Street, Georgetown, or telephone 225-9530 227-0904.
Now Milko has done it again. We've listened to you and now available nationwide. Another convenient size packaging of Thunderbolt all-purpose flour. It's here. The 5 kg or 11 pounds new packaging of Thunderbolt all-purpose flour. Now available at your nearest supermarket.
Milko, National Milling Company of Guyana.
Dave's West Indian Imports is a wholesaler of all types of seafood with their own processing plant. Dave supplies supermarkets, restaurants, hotels, and bars. Place your orders now on telephone 501-4087 or 644-8999. With fresh seafood daily, Dave's offers custom cuts of your choice: snapper, trout, banger, gillback, shrimp, crab, and more. Order today. Dave's, Guyana's largest exporter to the USA.
Craving a meal that's big on flavor but doesn't break the bank? KFC has got you covered with the KFC 3-piece meal deal. Get 3 pieces of chicken, fries, mac and cheese, a biscuit, and a drink, all for just $2,200. It's the perfect deal, available every day. Enjoy your 3-piece meal deal at KFC today. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
Tuesday, the 29th of July, 2025. I'm Sean Devers. Welcome you to the Sean Devers Sports Watch. On this program, we talk about the boxing card that's going to be at the National Sports Hall. Well, the Cliff Anderson National Sports Hall, you've got to give heroes their credit. And of course, that's the Pine Grove Inn Promotions, the Elton Derry Promotions, and of course the Next Gen Global Promotions fight card. That's going to be on the 9th of August. That's at the Cliff Anderson Sports Hall. Lots of fighters. Elton Derry is going to be on. They're going to have Kevin Alicock. Both of them are coming live tonight. Elton is still in the gym, I think, and he'll be joining us a little later. They've got Lawrence Stewart. Desmond Amsterdam will be making his professional debut. And of course, the evergreen Dexter Marks. We've got with us in the studio Mike Paris. He's not going to be on that fight because he's won a bronze medal 4 to 5 years ago in the 1980 Moscow Olympics. And he's with us. He's going to have his usual anniversary, and it's getting longer and longer, Mike.
Yeah, 4 or 5 years. Good evening, listeners, matter of fact. Good evening, listeners. It's nice to be on the program once more. I'm here to really promote my the 4 or 5 years of winning the Olympic medal. That's 1980 Moscow Olympic Games. And so far, but every year, normally the 6th of October, would be 4 or 5 years. So we normally got an Olympic walk, and it will carry on the 10th of August. It's the Sunday, from 7:30. We start from the Bank of Guyana, and we walk to the
gardens.
Not the gardens.
The seawall.
The seawall bandstand.
Yeah, the seawall bandstand.
The seawall bandstand. So it's a cool walk when the morning comes. So we invite everybody to come along and share, help cheer along the anniversary, thing there.
And of course, you're not the only boxer, the only medalist for Guyana.
and the Caribbean in boxing.
Yeah, in boxing, but you're the only medalist in everything for Guyana in 4 to 5 years. And you're the only boxing medalist in the English-speaking Caribbean, because I know the Cubans, they've won a lot of medals. But the English-speaking Caribbean, you're the only medal in boxing in all those years. Why do you think that is so?
One of the reasons I think why so, because you gotta focus. Focus and achieve what you want. Program yourself. Tell yourself you gotta go after it. Sacrifice, that's the first thing. You gotta sacrifice yourself. And there's use and in for that. You know, you have to sacrifice yourself to say you're going after this. You know, when the afternoon comes, you go, you do your training, whatever the case may be. For my term, I never stop fight. Never stop train, whether I got competition or not. Every other day, when I have no competition, I train. On the road, the gym, and you focus on what you want. When you finish, you're done with that. It's not for your lifetime you're doing it, because the boxing is so serious. You go into the ring good. You don't know how you will come back out. So the only way to protect yourself is train and do the right thing. And for how many years I've been doing that? Since the age of 13, 14, we all used to have boxing in our yard in Lodge, Prince Street Lodge. Because, you know, my father, my grandfather, all them, uncle, them used to box. So we always had gloves. So when the Sundays come, the yard is full with actively young youths, and there's where it starts from.
Well, Elton Dari, who's right now in the US, he's going to be fighting on the 9th on that card. He's presently on the road running. So he says that he'll join a little later, and that's good. He's still training. He's always in the gym. He's showing clips with him punching the heavy bag, the speed ball, sparring, and so he's going to be well prepared. He's getting on in age, and this may be his final attempt at getting that elusive world title. It's going to be, I think, later down in the year. This is going to be a warm-up fight for him. Elton Dari, he's going to be coming in soon to Guyana. And he's also one of the promoters. How difficult is being a promoter in your own fight?
Well, first of all, I think you really have to be strong to be a promoter and a boxer concerned anything, because promoting is your money involved in what the case may be. You got to study. It's a really thing. You really got to be strong. So you really have a lot of guts that doing that. You know, promoting your own fight and fighting. So you got to start taking care of winning your fight, and then thinking, how do you?
And you've also got to physically divide yourself between organizing,
exactly.
the marketing, and these things.
So it's a bit stressful, because, you know, with the training and everything, it's a lot. It might only look it's a lot, you know, to take on, but he's very strong by doing it.
Well, Kevin Alcock, he's also an Olympian. I think he's been at the Olympics twice, but he's yet to win a medal. Nobody except you has won any medals at the Olympics in any sport. What advice would you give him? Because on this card, Desmond Amsterdam is going to make his debut. But when you were boxing and you went pro, that's it for the amateur. But now these guys have got 10 fights, up to 10 fights. Boxing as a professional, and you could still go to the Olympics.
The Olympics. It is good and it's bad. When I say it's good and it's bad, because the thing is that you as an amateur fighter, you got to fight as an amateur. And you're a professional fighter, you got to fight as a professional fighter. When I explain myself, fight as an amateur fighter, amateur fight is 3 rounds. So from the time the bell knock, you got to keep going at it. Professional is up to 4, 6 rounds. And you got time to think your boxer. You see, but amateur is a different, and they got a little kind of slight thing with them, and they both professional and amateur. Because you see, you train as a professional, and they're still fighting as an amateur.
And in amateur boxing, you score points. You hit different targets. But in professional boxing, you win rounds.
You win rounds.
You could hit anywhere.
Yeah, right. But the thing is that you got timings. You can throw it anytime. But amateur is more faster. Because more you delay the time, it's 3 rounds and 3 rounds, you got to throw your hand, keep throwing your hand. While it's professional now, you could time the person, set you up in the first round, delay, and then come back on. But amateur, you got to do it all the time.
So how are the plans coming for the Sunday the 10th?
Well, the plans coming so far so good. You know, just asking listeners who could come out and enjoy the walk. Support Michael Paris, Guyana the Olympic medalist. And that will give encouragement to the rest of athletes. Because if you're doing this for Michael, who have a medal, and you encourage the rest come along, you know, things. So you tell yourself, they win a medal, this kind of preparation will be there for them. So you got to use a stepping stone. So I could be the stepping stone. So when you do things for me, give you rest of you them encouragement for come on.
And I think there's going to be music, and while you march along the road with, I hope there's a big crowd, and I hope there's no rain, because the last time I've been, the rain was threatening to come. It was overcast, and we still made it to the bandstand.
Yeah, well, I'm a lucky guy. But I guess I got you of no rain and everything go on, you know, okay. Come out, it's a nice morning walk. You get up in the morning for 7:30, you come there and we start your walk, and, you know, everything will be okay.
So what are you doing with yourself these days?
Well, right now, what I'm doing myself, I ain't doing nothing particular, but just that I into Sophia in the chairman lesson home. Both teaching the young children, especially young girls, them showing them how to defend themselves, not for no boxing competition. I'm showing the girls and the young youths them to defend themselves, because in there is a lot of advantage taken them. So I, especially girls, I show them how to, when anything like this happen, how to defend themselves. So that's why in the fire, I go like Monday and Tuesdays, Fridays and Saturdays, 3 days for the week, you know.
So you're no longer with Pace and Power?
Well, yeah, it's got on and off with pace and power. But right now, you know, I'm just focusing on these kids, them, you know.
And you're teaching them to defend themselves, but have you seen any girls that look like they could transform into good boxers?
Yeah, they got some of them, you know, both boys and girls could, you know, could transfer, because I see some of them very good, but I don't just want them to be focused. And the thing is that, okay, they won't be there for all the time. It's just a short while, and when the thing, they remove them, they go back home, or they go to a next outlet, my God, the case may be, you know. So that's where the problem be. So I just contemplate just showing them to defend themselves, and that's it.
And have you noticed an improvement in talent at Pace and Power, those young boxers there?
Not really. It's a kind of drop slight, you know. The standard drop a little, a bit. I don't really want to get much into it, but, you know, I promise the coach will come back on and handle things with the boxers.
Well,
But
since...
the standard drop, tell you, drop a little.
And I've noticed the National Boxing Youth Championships. You've got your name on one of the cards, the bouts. Terence Ali has got his name on one. Lennox Blackmore's got his name on one. But since the demise of Coach Poole, Terence Poole, a lot of things have changed. He was the backbone to that program, and also was the coach for
Poole,
GDF.
you know, and the old people got a saying that how cow don't know the use of the tail until when some fly season. The reason why I use that thing, with Poole was there, Poole focus he alone. I think at that time they should have somebody along with Poole, grooming them, you know. Now you see Poole gone, you see the difference. You see the difference, everything dropped. Why is now if you hadn't somebody was taking along training from Poole, when Poole, that's the problem. But I don't want to get much into, you know, into it with that. But I think that was one of the problems.
What's the saying? What's the saying?
Cow don't know use of the tail until when some fly season.
Well, I could come up with one like that, and we never miss the water till the well run dry.
Exactly. Exactly. You see, because the reason why I say cow, because Poole was there. And nobody tell yourself that you can die, this will happen, how the case will be. Never know. So you always got to prepare But when this what happened, nobody prepared for this. So now pool gone, left everything gone,
In the amateur days, who were the good boxers when you fought?
Well, we had a lot of good boxers in that time. That was real boxing. I'm sure you imagine in the sports hall, when I got certain fights, certain names mentioned sports hall, you should know then. Sports hall used to break down the amount of people that tried to go into them. I named myself, had Brian Muller, even Darius Ford, Wayne Smith, Barton Cambridge, Dansford Brown, a lot of other boxers, I can't remember the name, but at that time it was really hard, the police and the Republican. So when the people hear the police and the Republican, that's it. The sports side, because people want to see the police beat up the Republican, the Republican beat up the police. And there was always a
And I remember my grandfather was the first person that took me to boxing. That was a professional card at the National Sports Hall when Red Spurrier was doing the commentary. I think Lennox Blackmore and Patrick Ford were on that card when Patrick Ford fought Alcala, and those fights were big fights. Ford versus Blackmore versus Aaron Pryor, and those were. And Terence Ali, even though he frequently did not fight in Guyana, he was wearing Guyana colors all the time when he fought in the U.S. and all over the world.
Yeah, and that was one that Terence problem, because he had to get some color for Guyana. And to my belief, if Terence, the fighting, just shade guy and fighting for America, long time you don't win world title, because I feel that fights that I see Terence fight, I feel that he win, but just because America's like this. If you eat and sleep with them, they feel they own you. And if you can't represent them, well, that's it. And Terence Ali fight, and he had to get some color or something representing. He never gave up Guyana. So now that he back home here, so, you don't need it,
When we come back from our commercial break, we'll talk about when you were a professional and how good were these boxers in the ring. Let's go for a commercial break and we'll be right back.
Looking for quality lumber for your dream home or an upcoming project? Then make Builders Lumberyard your premier provider. We provide a full selection of rough and dress lumber, such as Green Heart, Purple Heart, Kabakali, all types of mixed hardwood, Silver Bali, Ditarma, and many other species. We also stock clean and knotted pine doors in various sizes, squallable posts, farm boards, plywood, and all types of molding. Orders can be cut to any specification and delivered to your worksite. With over 25 years of experience in the lumber industry, we are determined to provide a quality lumber that meets our home builders and contractors' every need. Builders Lumberyard and you will always be a winning combination. Visit our main office at 12 Lombard and Deroy Street, or our branch office at 66 Ben Street, Georgetown, or telephone 225-9530 227-0904.
Now Milko has done it again. We've listened to you, and now available nationwide. Another convenient size packaging of Thunderbolt all-purpose flour. It's here. The 5 kg or 11 pounds new packaging of Thunderbolt all-purpose flour. Now available at your nearest supermarket.
Now Milko, National Milling Company of Guyana.
For more than 3 decades, Dave's West Indian Imports has been supplying the demands of Guyanese living in the USA with their favorite Guyanese products: Pomeroon coconut water, fresh fish, shrimp and crab, champion chow mein, icy sodas, golden cream, margarine, wiri wiri pepper, katahar, and kajrib, just to name a few. If you have family from Trinidad and Tobago and Jamaica, Dave's has them covered too. 9807 97th Avenue, Ozone Park, New York, only 5 minutes away from Liberty Avenue. 11808 Liberty Avenue, Richmond Hill, New York. 7505 New Hampshire Avenue, Tacoma Park, Maryland. The Caribbean market. Dave's West Indian Imports, supplying the best of the Caribbean to the USA.
Craving a meal that's big on flavor but doesn't break the bank? KFC has got you covered with the KFC 3-piece meal deal. Get 3 pieces of chicken, fries, mac and cheese, a biscuit, and a drink. All for just $2,200. It's the perfect deal, available every day. Enjoy your 3-piece meal deal at KFC today. KFC, it's finger licking good.
Yeah, well, welcome back to the Sean Devers Sports Watch. It's just about 20 minutes past the hour of 8 o'clock. Let's remind you that tonight's program comes to you with the compliments of Dave West Indian Imports, Namalco, KFC, Builders Lumberyard, Payless Variety Store, and Survival Supermarket. Good night, everybody, including my mom, Juliet Devers Chapwanya, and all those looking at this program or listening on the radio and looking at the program on YouTube, wherever you are around the world. It's on YouTube. You could go back every time and see it again and again. That's also extra mileage for our sponsors, because every time the program is shown, we hear the ads from the sponsors, and I mention them. So that's a good hand in hand. And they say hand wash hand, make hand come clean.
Exactly.
So I do for you and you do for me. Yes, Mike, when you turned professional, first of all, when did you turn professional and why?
The reason why I turned professional, when I come back from the Olympic Games, right, that was the biggest thing in amateur boxing. And after I achieved a medal, there would no sense going back. I had done there. It's time to move on. You know, and I move on from there, turn into the pros.
And in those days, not cutting you, you didn't get money like now for amateur fights.
No, you never used to get paid for amateur fights. When you get to go out represent the country, they give you a stipend, $500, $10 US or $20 US, whatever it is.
Yeah, but now when amateur fighters win medals, they get money
Now
and
still
the
get
medals.
money.
Yeah.
Right. So that you know, that got a lot to do with it, you know, help and encourage the boxers them more, because they show up, please, they got something to go after, you know, really focus and do what they got to do, because they're fighting for money now, you know. Because although they get a medal, they still get money. I'd say now the Olympic game again have money. So, you know, and that's good. You get a lot of good boxers for the simple reason for the money, you know.
So when did you turn professional? You remember?
In the 80s, after I come back from the Olympic Games, it is going to the 90s, as a matter of fact, over the 90s, I turned professional because come back represent Guyana, going Commonwealth Games and whatever, you know. And I said, well, okay, that's enough. Olympics, and turn into the pro. But I think to myself, when I turned pro, if I do it, I do it later. Well, we better off. When I say later, because I was dependent on my father. And he told me that he got his brother outside, you know, that's confusion. So that's it. That's why I leave here. You know, and when I start moving around, it's still late. Leave, go places like Canada, America, Russia, you know, Venice. These places where I went and fight. So all this kind of exposure of the case, you know, helped me to achieve what I'm achieved. And like I'm saying, into the professional boxing is more serious than amateur, right? The difference, the seriousness comes is one person you gotta fight. And you just watch and copy the person's style, right? You watch his style and you train to his style. But the amateur is a different something.
And who would you say is the best boxer that you ever fought?
One of the best boxers I ever fought was two of them. One was I think Dennis brothers. That's amateur. Well, but professional was by Juan Batista, who come and fought in Guyana. He fought Darius Ford.
Yeah.
And then after, as amateur. Well, but professional was by Juan Batista, who come and fought in Guyana as a fighter. So it's a difference that's easy for me. When he and Darius Ford fight, it's a more thing done bad because both of them stand up a toe-to-toe fighter. But I was the moving person. So it looked so simple to me and to other people. But it wasn't that simple. Batista was a very smart fighter. But this was one, you know. And like I say, I fought in England twice, Canada, America, you know, and it was great people that had fight here. I won the fighting Canadian, one bulldog, Scotty Olsen, right? And that was one the Canadian, British, as I call it, British, we call him British bulldog. Everybody fight, he beat the knockout. And I fight as flyweight, right? Come down fight as a flyweight. But the reason why I say it too, I never make the full bantamweight that I supposed to make 118 pounds. I was below. You know.
All right, we've been joined now by two-time Olympian and now professional boxer. He's going to be one of the headlines on the 9th at the the Cliff Anderson National Sports Hall. We've got to remind you that these guys got their names and you've got to use it. Kevin Alicock, he's joining us now. Kevin, good night to you.
Hi, good evening, Sean.
Uh,
Thank you for having me here. I just wrapped up the session, so
Dari says he'll be joining at 8:30 because he's right now on the road running.
Yeah.
So you guys are training hard.
Yeah,
That's nice.
We're on the grind, yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Paris was telling me back in the days, the hard work used to pay off because the boxers used to train hard and do all these things. But he says that now many of the boxers don't seem to focus on training alone because of the money involved. Now the amateur boxers are even getting money. And I think that should encourage them.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, Mike Paris, let's talk a little bit now about your 1980 Moscow Olympics medal and your anniversary, the 45th anniversary. Imagine 4 to 5 years, and that's not just boxing, it's overall. Guyana's not gotten a medal at the Olympics. And the Caribbean has not gotten a boxing medal. Well, the English-speaking Caribbean have not gotten a boxing medal.
Like I'm saying, it's 4 to 5 years. And the 4 to 5 years for achieving that medal was really sacrifice, dedication, and a lot of things with it. Focus for what you want. You know. So for going to the Olympic Games, I was really focused. Like I was saying, things that I used to do at the Olympic Games, that's one of the reasons why it helped me to achieve the medal. In Russia, the place was cold, but it was hot for them. Cold for we come from a hot country, got into the cold. You know what I used to do? I used to turn on the AC in the hotel room and exercise in the hotel room with the AC and get accustomed to the climate. Breathe in, breathe out. Why is the US guy? And Guyana, they were saying focus because it was me, Thomas, Dansford, Brown and Barton, Cambridge. The 4 boxers. They was like on a picnic. They have no time. So all I used to do is just...
So you never went into the gym and so on to spar?
Yeah, we went into the gym. You know, well, I got a gym, of course, and we do sparring among myself. No, nobody else. Among me, Dancer, you know, Cambridge Star in the gym. And in the gym, for me, gym and the ring is 2 different things. Why you see me in the gym, you see me in the ring is 2 different persons.
And what you were telling me about your room when you turned up the AC and spar by yourself?
Shadow boxing, do things, skip and do exercise in the room by myself. The reason why, because the place was cold, right? And the breathing, when we go first, you can't control the breathing. So that's why I use and help me to breathe properly. So into the ring was different. So I was breathing different. Even the Russians asked me how I perform, the kind I perform. And I tell them, they laugh and say, you're a smart guy.
All right, Sunday, the 10th?
The Sunday, 10th October.
From what?
August.
August, yeah.
From 7:30 from the Bank of Guyana.
To the Seawall
Bandstand.
And we hope everyone comes and joins. The public is invited.
The public is invited, yes.
Everybody can walk with you.
Yep.
It's not a jog or nothing.
No,
it's
just a walk. Just celebrating the 4 to 5 years of the Olympic. And like I'm saying, right, they would help to encourage you as a young athlete because seeing that this going on for Mike Parsons, they'd encourage us if we get a medal, the same thing could happen and they learn to focus and do something like that, you know.
And you've gotten good support from everyone and the sponsors and so on?
Well, so far, for the time being, everything's showing, it's okay.
All right, well, good for you. Congratulations again on the 45th anniversary of that title fight. That medal,
Gold medal.
bronze medal, I think it was on the 6th
The
of
6th of
August. Yeah.
So we only work on the 10th.
Good.
The reason why, because the 6th is thing and the Sunday will be better than everybody out there.
All right, well, to professional boxing now. Ali Cock, Kevin, what do you see happening at the National Sports Hall in terms of the atmosphere for this fight?
Well, so far, when I look at the comments and, Elton been making a lot of posts recently.
Yeah.
The feedback, the engagement is nice so far. Everyone is talking about the fight. And I've met a few people, I've, told my people, told my crowd. I think it's going to be exciting. I think the audience is going to like, the performance of the fighter, and I think the atmosphere is going to be really nice.
All right, tell me, you know the card out of your head?
If I know the card, yeah, I know Elton is fighting. I'm fighting Lawrence Strode, and
Desmond Amsterdam is going to be making his pro debut.
Dexter also is fighting there too.
And who are you fighting?
I'm fighting a guy from Colombia. Name is Omar. Can't remember his last name now.
Yeah, and you know who Elton is fighting?
He's fighting a Panamanian.
Mm.
Yeah.
All right.
Dexter is also fighting a guy from Colombia too.
And Amsterdam is fighting who?
I'm not too sure. I didn't get that information as yet.
But he's going to be making his pro debut.
Yeah, but like I said, I don't know if they confirmed the fight for him, so I can't.
Yeah, well, I think he's
okay.
Likely.
That'll be good for him.
Yeah.
If he's making his debut.
All right. So how have your training been?
It's been good so far. We've been working hard a couple months. For me, I never stay off of training, so it's an everyday thing. It's a part of my life, so I'm always ready.
What do you think you need to strengthen, and what you're good at?
I'm looking at. I'm working on my power punch and using more of my angles. That's still the main focus because I have skill, I have the speed, and I'm trying to work on the power more. Seen results. I've been doing a lot of sparring, and so, yeah.
Is Dari on as yet? All right, let's go for the next commercial break, and then when we come back, we'll continue to chat with Kevin Alicock.
Looking for quality lumber for your dream home or an upcoming project? Then make Builders Lumberyard your premier provider. We provide a full selection of rough and dress lumber, such as Green Heart, Purple Heart, Kabakali, all types of mixed hardwood, Silver Bali, Ditarma, and many other species. We also stock clean and knotted pine doors in various sizes, qualable posts, farm boards, plywood, and all types of molding. Orders can be cut to any specification and delivered to your worksite. With over 25 years of experience in the lumber industry, we are determined to provide a quality lumber that meets our home builders and contractors' every need. Builders Lumberyard and you will always be a winning combination. Visit our main office at 12 Lombard and Deroy Street or our branch office at 66 Ben Street, Georgetown, or telephone 225-9530 227-0904.
Surprise your family today with a nice vanilla-flavored cake made with Maid Marian cake flour. It's perfect for the birthday, anniversary, special occasion, or just celebrating the joy of having your family together. So get a pack or two of Maid Marian cake flour to make that moist, fluffy, vanilla-flavored sponge cake, donut-shaped cakes, Swiss rolls, and other delicious baked goods. Bring on the smiles with Maid Marian cake flour. Made and packaged not by hand by Nomilco, the National Milling Company of Guyana.
National Milling Company of Guyana.
Dave's West Indian Imports is a wholesaler of all types of seafood with their own processing plant. Dave supplies supermarkets, restaurants, hotels, and bars. Place your orders now on telephone 501-4087 or 644-8999. With fresh seafood daily, Dave's offers custom cuts of your choice: snapper, trout, banger, gillback, shrimp, crab, and more. Order today. Dave's, Guyana's largest exporter to the USA.
Craving a meal that's big on flavor but doesn't break the bank? KFC has got you covered with the KFC 3-piece meal deal. Get 3 pieces of chicken, fries, mac and cheese, a biscuit, and a drink. All for just $2,200. It's the perfect deal, available every day. Enjoy your 3-piece meal deal at KFC today. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
Now we strong on.
Welcome back to the Sean Dever Sports Watch. And we've got with us still Mike Paris, and we've got Kevin Alicock, and we should soon be joined by Elton Dari. He's not yet on. We're talking about the August 9th big fight at the Cliff Anderson Sports Hall. It's the Pine Grove Inn Promotions, Elton Dari Promotions, and the Next Gen Global Promotion. They've collaborated, and they're getting support from the Ministry of Youth and Sports and Culture, and of course lots of other supports. And they've got a halftime show, and that's going to be interesting. The fighters from Guyana, Elton Dari, Kevin Alicock, Lord Stewart, and Desmond Amsterdam, and Dexter Marks. Well, I know Lord Stewart is a character by himself. He stars in movies, he does all sorts of things. And he's still a good boxer.
Yeah.
Even though he does all those things.
He was a boxer before.
Yeah.
people, I see a lot of people doesn't know that. Larry used to train with us back in the days. So when he left Guyana, he was already a fighter. You understand? So he didn't start the whole comedian stuff and being entertaining and then come into the sport of boxing. So I think that throws a lot of people off.
All right. Why I remember you making your pro debut at Everest.
Yeah.
Why did you make your pro debut at that time?
I know it was the time for me to start because age is something that is moving very fast. Even though people tend to see that it's moving slow, but time is essential to me, and it's everything. So I have the youth now, and I must capitalize on it. So I went into. I was actually preparing to make my debut on that card for a while.
And this would be your third professional
my third.
bout.
Yeah. 3-0.
Yeah. Who's training you?
The Cuban coach, Mr. Francisco. Yeah.
And you've got some Cubans
that are working with me.
With you?
And I'm also working with some of the young fighters that are going to St. Lucia on Thursday, to represent Guyana at the
Creole
Boxing
Festival.
Championship.
Yeah.
So those guys are working with me also.
All right. How are you satisfied with the upward progression so far as a boxer?
Yes, I am. I am satisfied. Things are getting better. We've seen so much going on in sports, in the sport of boxing too. Kudos to the president of the Boxing Association, Mr. Stephen Val. He's trying to put it together. Even it's better than where we was. We're better now. We getting a lot of young fighters are getting the opportunity to travel. And to represent their country, and also being given a stipend to fund themselves and look after a certain amount of their well-being. So
and of course the government has played a big part in that, because the last time there were a few boxers going out, and now with the government's intervention there are more boxers going, so giving you the likelihood of winning more medals.
Right now, we got the largest team right now, and I want to say thanks to His Excellency also to and through the Ministry of Culture, Youth and Sport, the Honorable Charles Ramson. They've been doing a tremendous job in all sports here, in all of the discipline, and I must give credit where it's due.
I saw them the other day. Was it Sophia? Got a truck, tarmac, and they've put lights.
Lights and stuff.
Yeah. So and that's good. They're building facilities all around Guyana. Well, I'm cricket pro cricket.
I know.
So I want to thank Charles Ramson and the government for building all those cricket facilities.
Yeah.
And you know, cricket is the national sport of Guyana.
Yes,
And that's why they're investing so much in cricket, because maybe apart from a few of you, the top ones,
Yeah.
many of the cricketers, even if they don't play Test cricket for the West Indies or they play international cricket, they still get to go to the leagues, the minor leagues, the franchise, and then they showcase their talent and they end up in IPL and CPL. So that's where they make their money, and that's good for them. But there's going to be a likelihood of this year's women's CPL being played at the Anna Regina ground, and that's really nice. I looked at the ground. It's fabulous. The drainage system is superb, but they got to do some work with the stands and the commentary booth and those things. But that's a very fast drying ground compared with the National Stadium, which is the fastest drying international cricket ground in the world. Back to boxing. The sports hall. A lot of work has gone into the sports hall, and it's up to international standard now. How many people do you think the sports hall can hold? About 5,000?
I think so, yeah. I think so. I never did the assessment. I never, I won't be accurate with the numbers, but I think so.
And what's the atmosphere like boxing?
Now?
Yeah, at the
Beautiful.
sports hall.
I feel like I'm overseas. When I did my second pro fight,
Mm-hmm.
the AC, the ventilation system, the atmosphere by itself. When you walk in there, it's never been happening. The sports hall never looked like that before. So, for me, the first time when I walked in, I said, "What?" It's state of the art.
Yeah, and I saw in the last fight you fought there, I covered it, and there were this fireworks, displays,
beautiful.
and so on.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
was
yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah.
So you're confident of winning?
I wouldn't use the word confident. This, like I said, it's a lifestyle. It's not just being confident and preparing for just one moment. It's my life. Winning is a part of my life, and beside the sport of boxing, I train normally to keep myself fit. So I'm always ready. Like I said, I'm always ready to face any fighter. I've been training. I've been working. I've been sticking to the plans and the programs of my coach, and also doing my work behind the scene too. Just to improve a little bit faster and get much more stronger, which is very important.
Is there any boxer that you pattern yourself off or want to be like that?
Not exactly in the sport of boxing, but I look at their life outside. Like for instance, Manny Pacquiao. He has given back so much to his country. Where he's from and helped so many poor people. So that's one of the things. But the fighting style, no, I am Kevin Alikak, and you will remember me from my fighting style. So I want to be me. I can't be someone else. I learned.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying anything, but I learned from these fighters. There are certain things that I looked at and I tried. Which is a part of you getting better. So that's what I do. But I don't want to be like no one else. I am me.
So you're not like a Muhammad Ali would say,
No.
this round you're knocking out the man, and the 7th round, the 11th round.
No, that's different. Yeah, I can, like I said, in professional boxing, you have the judgment in your hands based on how you prepare for your fights. It's not like amateur boxing where it's 3 rounds, 3 minutes, and you gotta just, hustle to get it and move. It's more so of you having the judgment in your hands to tell where the fight is gonna go, how long the fight is gonna last.
So we've been joined finally by the hardworking, who was running, I believe, Elton Dari.
Yeah.
Good evening to you, Elton. How are you doing?
Good evening. Good evening. Just had a good run, trying to stay on top of my weight. But thank you for having me, Kevin. Hello.
Hey, brother, how you doing, man?
I know your hard work as well.
Yeah, man, we on it.
We got Michael Paris here. He's celebrating his 45th anniversary of Guyana winning an Olympic medal. He's the only
Right.
medalist in Guyana.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, good evening to you,
Hi, good
Michael.
night.
I
Hi, good
know of
evening.
your
Yeah,
story,
man.
and you've
Yeah,
been a
man.
great
Yeah.
um, fighter for Guyana,
Thank
and
you.
I'm definitely honored to have you on this, be on a call with you as well.
Yeah.
all right. Tell us about, because you're a co-promoter. What's the position of the fight in terms of the magnitude of the marketing and these things?
Well, man, it's always been a rough time getting things going with promotion, but we are on track. We were hoping for a big turnout this time. We got some decent promotion going. I believe in Guyana. Um, the magnitude of this, I can't predict any of that stuff. It's up to the people to turn out. I mean, we've been doing it for a long time, and
Well, with the caliber of
I show
fighters
100.
on the program
The,
fighting, the
the,
crowds are
the,
gonna
the,
come.
the caliber of fighters
Yeah.
we have stiff competition there. We have Kevin as well. He's an Olympian. He have experience. He's explosive. He's fighting a very experienced Colombian. A Colombian fighter have way more experience than him professionally. Also Dexter Monks have a man with decent experience, a big puncher. We have the Clue, which is a high level fight for Lawrence Stewart. Lawrence Stewart haven't been in the ring with a man like the Clue yet. So we'll see what happened then. And my opponent, obviously is a little more experienced than these guys, but at this stage, I'm gonna find myself fighting fighters where I'm the more experienced fighter, but they're gonna have the youth, and I'm always prepared to put a show on and win.
And it's good to see Amsterdam finally making his
Yeah,
professional debut.
yeah. Amsterdam definitely is gonna be a very explosive fighter. I've heard that his opponent pulled out, so we are working hard to replace his opponent soon. But he definitely gonna be fighting, and he's a very explosive fighter. So if the fight fans don't come out for this one, I don't know what gonna bring them out because we have been pushing to bring back the boxing fans to the sport. We fight hard in the ring, we train hard, and we give it our best.
And they've got some females also incorporated in this card.
Yes, some females also, some amateur fighters.
Yeah.
Um, the boxing board have been working behind the scene to secure those fights with Alim Hussein in Guyana and cause the mind there. So, I gotta before I end all of that talk, I gotta give a big shout out to my partner in this promotion, Mike from Pine Grove in here in Long Island, New York. He took a major risk with me and jumped on board with me to promote in Guyana. So, big thank you to you, Mike.
All right, back to you. How difficult it is to promote a fight and fight in the card yourself.
It's been the hardest thing I did in my life. I've said in the past that I'll never do this to myself again or do this, but I find myself doing it over and over. When I get it over with, I just want to do it again. Plus, if I don't do it, then it's kind of stuck, and everybody's stuck in the mud, kind of. So I gotta push it. I'm building a promotion as well. So after retiring from this, I'll have the experience to promote Kevin and all these guys who are fighting in Guyana and give them the opportunity, create the opportunity for them as well.
Why do you
It's a
think
difficult task, but
why do you think there are not so many boxing promoters taking that risk in Guyana?
it's a risky business. It's a risky business. If the people starting out like they should, then that we expect them to, then we'll take that risk. More, people gonna take that risk. The support to do an event there is very, it's a lot of, capital to put a show together, and you need that support to do it. And unfortunately, a lot of these guys don't have it. Pushing and bringing investor on time after time, and we're hoping that the people bite and support.
Well, the government of Guyana is behind this card 100% through the Ministry of Culture, Youth and Sports. How did you
Yeah, yeah.
form a relationship with that aspect of the sponsorship?
Well, the ministry always been supportive, very much supportive. They support all the major title fights we did there in the past few years. Charles has been pushing the support behind the scene with me as well. So I got to give them a big thank you for that. Um, it's still whenever you're fighting and promoting, it's going to be difficult. So it's difficult, but I'm very thankful that the ministry is supporting the event, and we'll wait and see what happens fight night.
All right, Mike Paris was telling me a little earlier before you came and before Kevin came, Kevin, that it's difficult being a promoter and a fighter, promoting your own fight, because there are lots of things you've got to do outside the ring, and then you've got to focus inside the ring.
Yeah, Dari.
Good evening, ladies.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was saying, yes, I was saying it early because Sean asked me, what I think about the promoting, and I said, yes, it's difficult, really strong. I admire you for that because for promoting your fight, you spend and you've got to train it. It's a lot, and you're really strong to do that. Serious, because you got to focus outside the ring about the other thing, and then fighting also is a lot, So I'm behind you.
Definitely, I can appreciate that.
Yeah, I know it is a lot. The guy got to focus on everything and still looking to see how things doing. So God got to beat you. Thanks, you're strong. I was just telling Sean, you're very strong in that.
I appreciate it.
A very difficult part to play, and you show the strength and that you got there. Thanks.
Kevin, you have seen your opponent or videos of him?
I saw one.
And you've decided you wouldn't want to let the cat out of the bag, or you want to say what style you're going to fight?
It doesn't matter, what day comes with it, because I've said this many times that you would see a guy fighting now, like said for instance, I saw the way that he fought this other guy that he was fighting, very young fighter too, and he was catching this guy some very good shots. But in my head, what if the guy is a sufferer to those things? And he's so smart that, hey, if this guy's, I don't have to do much. If this guy is a sufferer to 1-2 and he has a good 1-2, then why not throw it all night? You don't have to show a left hook and an uppercut. So, that's I'm very sensitive about that when it comes to me watching fighters and thinking that, hey, a guy has just one hook. I look at both fighters and said, hey, maybe he's allowing the guy to do this, and he knows that he has an opportunity, so he's taking advantage over that. So for me, one of the most things that I focus on is my condition. Once I'm strong, you're gonna get trouble, because I already have the skill. So.
And is it difficult fighting amateur all your life, 3 rounds, and stepping up now to more rounds?
No, because I used the most. I could say a few of Dexter Mark's fights. I've actually worked with him, prepared him for the fight. Like I'm literally like in the only kid sparring with him, 8 rounds in the gym. Coach Blake used to got me doing that, finish from a 10K, go into the gym at 10 o'clock and do a 8 rounds with the Dexter Mark. So I got into, that vibes a long time ago.
Even when you were amateur?
I was an amateur still, so.
Elton, who's your trainer in the US?
My trainer in the US at the moment is Don Saxby and Leon Moore. I have a fitness trainer. His name is Blimp Parsley. So I have a full team around me. Don will be in Guyana with Leon Moore for my fight. So I'll come in early with Leon Moore next week. And Don will join us there.
And this is warm up for your supposed title fight. It's confirmed as yet?
It's been confirmed. We confirmed this fight quite a few times, but there's always a setback. We confirm it again. I don't want to say anything until it's time to get going again. But I really do work hard behind the scene to make things happen. I do what's in my power and what's in my control. That's what I do.
But it's likely to be
So I'm not
held
going to say
in
too
Guyana.
much on the title fight. I'm going to. Yeah, definitely, it's going to happen before the year out. But I'm definitely going to stay focused on what's ahead of me. August 9th.
All right, and you've been doing a lot of training, and so you think you're ready for this. You're getting older, and this might probably be the last opportunity for you to win a world title for Guyana in October, or whenever is the title fight. So how are you feeling physically?
Well, my performance is why I'm still here. My performance been just as good as when I was in my 20s. So, I'm not gonna allow age or what people think or feel about my age to stop me from going after what I set out for myself. Um, I don't know when the last opportunity is. That's in God's hand. If God didn't want me to do this, I wouldn't have been performing well in the gym or performing well in what I do. So I'm still here until that day come. I'll know when my last day is in the sport.
And there are lots of older people, well, far older than you, that has performed well. The
Yeah.
Guyana captain, the Amazon captain is 46, Tahir, and Nicolette Fernandez. She's 44, I think, and she just won the national squash tournament. So age is just a number.
I, I know you're a cricket guy and most people in Guyana is, but cricket don't compare cricket and these other sport to professional boxing. We are on a
Boxing
different
have to
level
work harder, yeah.
of being an athlete here. We are on a different level from every sport in this. If you want to Google the most difficult sport in the world, boxing will be in the top of the list. So me performing at this stage of my in my field is, I thank God for it and bless those athletes in other sports that's performing well, but I'm definitely not gonna allow no comparison. Nobody compare what I do to what they're doing in
Yeah,
their
club
field.
boxing is a full
Unless you're in the
contact
field.
sport. You get hit, and you get hit hard sometimes.
It's a brutal, it's a
Yeah,
brutal, not sometime you get hit and it's, I don't want to talk of worst case scenario and all that stuff, but this sport is different and I'm gonna leave it there.
all right, we're running out of time. We've
I
got
know my hurts and feelings. Yes.
you want to say anything else about this card? You're of course the co-promoter and you're the headline boxer.
Um, there's not much to say. We have a full pack card with good fighters on. I'm not the only fighter on there. If you don't want to see me, come see Kevin. If you don't want to see Kevin, come see Laura. So as long as the show is packed out, we're good with that. Just show us the support. We all put a show on and represent the country. We're taking on international fighters, Colombian and Panamanian. So just don't miss it.
And Kevin, you want to say anything before we go?
Yeah, definitely. I want to say thanks to those that have been supporting me. I want to say thanks to Smalta, brand ambassador for this company, NVP Sports.
And I
Giant
see
Science.
that you're giving to the younger people.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's
the
very
goal.
good.
Yeah.
Outside the ring.
I thank God for all those that are supporting that too. But like I said, I want to say thanks to Smalta, being the brand ambassador. They have been a part of, from part of my journey from when we first signed contract until now. I want to say thanks to NVP Sports. I also want to say thanks to Giant Science. I want to say thanks to the Honorable Charles Ramson, always being supportive. I want to say thanks to His Excellency. And more so, I want to say thanks to my beautiful wife and daughter back home and my mom, and everyone else that is supporting me. And all the supporters that will be there to see me, Elton, Lauret Strode, and all the young fighters coming out to perform for them. We'll be representing 83,000 square mile and the people within it.
And how does Hema feel when you're fighting in the ring?
It's funny. Sometimes she's scared. Sometimes she knows. She get accustomed now that I'm a fighter and anything can happen, But more so, she's always confident. And I'll be honest, because she's always, critical with, she's never lying to me. Never lied to me saying that, hey, you did good and, you didn't.
And
so
she's always there supporting you with the
100%,
kids.
100%. Yeah, man.
All right, Mr. Paris, you want to say something before we close?
No, okay. All I want to say, is thing for the boxers, Kevin and Dari and them. All well wish to them. And as Dari was saying, with age and what the case may be, and you ask why he continued, but for me, as you rightly said, age is just a number. You see, the thing is that Dari Bari didn't get harassed. When I say harassed, the kind of fight he fight, it was not. You see, everybody was harassed in that time. He couldn't see what to know.
But let me tap in on that a little bit. You see, the reason why I think so is because why harass yourself when we know that we can take out a fighter early?
Yeah.
And stay fresh for the next couple fights. So I think that's smart.
Yeah, that's true.
It's lifestyle. It's a lifestyle. If you can humble yourself and discipline yourself, you perform a lot longer than what people think or say, or what science may think or say with age. So it's a lifestyle, you know. People don't want to like.
Right. For instance, when I used to
they're out drinking, they're out partying, they're out doing all type of nonsense. I mean, I've been there in the past, but you know, for many years now, I've been doing it right and I'm performing well. So it's a lifestyle.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm saying, when I used to fight, you know, people want to know a big old man like me fighting and thing. But the thing is that, yes, as you rightly say, age is just a number.
And a little bit about your walk, finally.
Yeah, well, okay, just asking fans have support me in the walk on the 10th of August. That'll be for the 5th years of the winning the Olympic medal. And it's there, you know, where all the youths and everybody come out and walk. You know,
It starts at the Bank of
At the
Guyana,
Bank of Guyana.
ends at the Seawall
Right,
Bandstand.
the Bank of Guyana from 7:30 and the Seawall Bandstand. Walk down Main Street, and there is it.
All right. Let me tell you, I can't end the program without saying that on Thursday, the West Indies play Pakistan in Florida from 8 o'clock, and then they play Saturday and Sunday. That's the 3 T20s. Want to wish West Indies well. They're going through a bad time now, and all the best to them. This is all we've got for tonight. So if you can be good, then be careful.
Be careful.
Good night. Thanks.
Hey.
Surprise your family today with a nice vanilla flavored cake made with Maid Marian cake flour. It's perfect for the birthday, anniversary, special occasion, or just celebrating the joy of having your family together. So get a pack or two of Maid Marian cake flour to make that moist, fluffy, vanilla flavored sponge cake, donut shaped cakes, Swiss rolls, and other delicious baked goods. Bring on the smiles with Maid Marian cake flour. Made and packaged not by hand by Nomilco, the national milling company of Guyana.
National Milk.